Taurus is not just a zodiac sign. They are the slow, steady heartbeat of the universe, the place where the storms of ordinary life crash into a quiet wall of peace, then gently dissolve. Others may see the world as a battlefield, but a highly vibrational Taurus walks through chaos the way someone moves across a sunset field, unhurried, deep, and profoundly aware. Today, we step into the journey of discovering 12 things only Taurus who vibrate at a very high frequency experience. And reason number 1. The final reason will be the most unexpected, carrying the deepest human lesson about how a Taurus transforms from an ordinary person into the groundkeeper for the souls they love. Before we begin, you may leave your own imprint below. Share your zodiac sign and your date of birth. Who knows? Perhaps the universe is using this very video to send a special message meant just for you. Now, let's begin. Reason 12. A strange serenity even when life trembles. A Taurus, vibrating at a very high frequency, is not someone untouched by storms. They are simply the one who keeps breathing steadily while the winds howl. When everything around them collapses, when others panic, blame, and run away, Taurus chooses to stand still, not because they are weak, but because within them lies a sacred ground, untouched by any force. You'll see them still making a cup of tea, still working step by step, still speaking in that low, slow, clear tone. They don't deny pain. They simply refuse to let it steer the direction of their life. Their slowness becomes a quiet declaration. I cannot control everything, but I can control how I respond. The most beautiful part is this. When you're beside such a Taurus, you suddenly breathe slower. You feel less urge to argue, less urge to win, less urge to leap into pointless battles. Taurus teaches no moral lesson, yet their silence, the way they keep doing the right thing while the world shakes, makes you naturally turn inward. Perhaps the lesson here isn't in their words, but in the frequency they radiate. That peace is not the absence of problems, but the moment the heart no longer seeks to punish life. And because of that, when everyone else trembles in search of something to hold on to, Taurus becomes the ground they can lean against. But that serenity is only the beginning. Because, reason 11, they turn pain into strength while still keeping a tender heart. A high-vibrational Taurus never denies their wounds. They hurt, and they allow themselves to hurt. They can sit alone for a very long time, speaking to no one, just to listen to the quiet cracking inside their own chest. But here is the difference. They never let their wounds turn them bitter. They choose to let pain teach them to grow, not teach them to harden. You'll see them after betrayal, after loss, after collapse, suddenly becoming calmer, deeper. They begin to discern with stunning clarity what truly matters and what is merely noise. Instead of wandering around sharing their suffering, they quietly rebuild their life from the smallest bricks: habits, health, finances, personal values. They hurt, but remain kind. They are tired, but stay true to their word. They break, but never break anyone else. And in that stillness, a high-vibrational Taurus offers us a lesson that enters the heart without needing force. That a person is not defined by what has happened to them, but by how they treat the world after they have been hurt. Anyone can grow tougher after pain, but not everyone can keep a soft heart. Taurus chooses the harder path, to grow stronger, without losing their gentleness. And because of that, they become a rare kind of soul. The more life tests them, the more they radiate an energy that makes others respect them, care for them, and instinctively want to protect them. And this is only the beginning of their journey. For beneath that quiet peace and hidden strength, a high-vibrational Taurus carries experiences far deeper, far more mysterious truths that will unfold in the reasons ahead. Reason 10. The ability to feel the true heartbeat of a person, even when no words are spoken. A Taurus vibrating at a very high frequency always surprises others with how deeply they understand without needing explanations. Just one look into someone's eyes, a few sentences exchanged, or simply watching how a person exhales when they're tired. Taurus already knows what's living inside their chest. It's not a cold, analytic knowing, but a soft intuition, like a gentle hand resting over another's heart. Taurus can feel the sadness someone hides, the loneliness they fear to admit, and even the beauty they don't yet believe they possess. And because they see so much, Taurus chooses kindness even more deliberately. They never use their sensitivity as a weapon, never to confront or win, but to listen, to hold, to offer others the quiet assurance that they are not invisible. What I love most about a high-vibrational Taurus is that they never judge. They understand that every soul is fighting a silent battle, and often, what a person needs most is not advice, but the peaceful presence of someone who truly sees them. And here lies the lesson. When you learn to look at others with your heart instead of with your prejudices, the world instantly becomes softer and more humane. That is what Taurus teaches us every single day, not through words, but through their gentle presence. And from that deep seeing, Taurus takes one more step forward. Reason 9. A kind of energy that makes others feel safe, even when Taurus does nothing at all. There are people who warm an entire room simply by walking into it. A high-vibrational Taurus is one of them. They don't need to try, don't need to say much, don't need to prove who they are. They simply exist. And somehow, everyone feels a gentle gravity pulling them closer, softening the armor they've carried for far too long. Taurus carries a rare kind of energy, the energy of a keeper of the ground. No matter how chaotic your life feels, sitting beside them for just a few minutes slows your heartbeat, deepens your breath, and quiets the noise in your mind. It's not because they are trying to heal you, but because they live so honestly, and truth always creates space for others to breathe. They never say, "Lean on me." Yet, through their steady way of living, through a firmness so ordinary yet so uncommon, Taurus sends out an unspoken message. Life may not be easy, but you are not alone. I am here. This isn't just beautiful on a personal level. It is a profoundly human act. In a world where everyone rushes to speak, where everyone longs to be heard, Taurus chooses to listen and becomes a quiet spiritual anchor for souls weary of judgment. That is why they are so often sought out by friends, co-workers, even people who meet them only once. Not because they can solve every problem, but because they make others believe they are worthy of love, understanding, and safety. And the lesson held within that energy is simple yet deeply felt. Sometimes the way we help this world become better is not through grand actions, but by living fully, honestly, steadfastly, so others may find their footing through the calm light we carry. Taurus never needs to force themselves to become anything. They only need to be who they are, and the world is already better because of it. Get ready. Because from here, the next reasons will lead you into the most hidden chambers of the Taurus soul, where silence becomes strength and steadiness becomes a kind of quiet miracle. Reason 8. Their extraordinary patience allows them to see the true nature of everything unfolding. A high-vibrational Taurus does not rush, does not hurl themselves into life like a race they must win. They move with their own rhythm, slow, steady, profoundly intentional. What others call slow, Taurus sees as an act of wisdom, giving themselves time to understand, to feel, to avoid mistaking a fleeting impulse for the entire truth. And it is this patience that allows Taurus to see what others overlook. They notice the motives beneath behavior, the lessons beneath upheaval, the real worth hidden under the glittering but shallow surface of life. When faced with challenges, Taurus does not react. They observe, they listen, they wait for the final piece of the puzzle to appear before choosing a direction. This not only shields them from needless mistakes, but also allows them to become an anchor for those around them. When someone panics, Taurus keeps their mind clear, their heart warm, their vision steady. Often, just one quiet sentence from them is enough to dissolve an entire day's tension. What I cherish about Taurus is the lesson they send into the world without ever preaching it. The fastest one is not the victor. The true winner is the one who knows when to pause long enough to see where they are going. Taurus's patience not only carries them through storms, it turns them into a gentle stream, the kind others long to return to after days filled with noise. And from this patience, another quality blooms like a rare flower. Their gift for creating emotional stability for themselves and for everyone around them. In a world shaken by a single word, a single shift, a single misplaced glance, a high-vibrational Taurus stands firm like a quiet pillar, not because life is easier for them, but because they have learned not to sway for things that do not truly matter. Taurus does not let emotions drag them into meaningless storms. They feel deeply, but they process quietly. They don't deny, don't run, yet they never allow feelings to crush them. And this steadiness gives them an indescribable magnetism. People near them suddenly feel calmer, clearer, more mature. There are moments when Taurus says nothing at all, simply sits there, yet their silence holds the weight of wisdom. It whispers, "Everything will be all right. Just breathe." Taurus generates an emotional field where others feel safe enough to open up, to cry, to confess, to let go. And the beautiful thing is, Taurus never exploits these tender moments. They hold secrets, they hold respect, they hold space, the very things this world is starving for. Their emotional stability makes Taurus the warm fire in someone's winter of the soul. And deeper still, they teach us quietly. Stability is not the absence of emotion. It is knowing where to place your feelings so your heart doesn't break again. A high-vibrational Taurus does not try to be a refuge. They become one, simply because their presence is so full, so real, so deeply human. And the next reasons will take you further into the inner layers of the Taurus soul, where strength is no longer a roar, but a soft light capable of redirecting an entire life. Reason 6. The ability to create lasting value from the smallest things others overlook. A high-vibrational Taurus does not chase the glitter, nor are they intoxicated by things that shine only on the surface. They believe in what nourishes human beings for the long run: a good habit, a plan built through discipline, a promise kept, a sincere affection, even in its simplicity. In a world where so many chase shortcuts, Taurus chooses the slower road, the one paved with steadiness and intention. They plant tiny seeds into their own life, a small but consistent saving, a skill polished day by day, a relationship nourished by sincerity instead of performance. And then, somewhere along the way, those gentle beginnings rise into a profound strength, a strength others call luck, though it is really the quiet result of years of devotion woven patiently into their journey. The beauty lies here. Taurus creates abundance without wounding anyone. No grasping, no trampling, no hunger for dominance. They build in silence, grow in silence, rise in silence, and it is precisely that silence that makes their value more enduring than anything born from display. And from that gentle truth, Taurus offers a tender reminder to the world. When you pour your heart into the smallest things, life will return to you the greatest gifts. And from this ability to create genuine value, Taurus steps into an even deeper quality. Reason 5. Unconditional loyalty that makes anyone Taurus loves become the chosen one in their life. A high-vibrational Taurus loves rarely, but loves deeply. They are not the type to open their heart easily, yet once they do, that heart becomes sacred, ground the safest, warmest, most wholehearted place for the person they choose. The loyalty of Taurus is not obligation, nor attachment. It is a decision, a vow, a presence that neither time nor hardship can dull. Taurus does not abandon you when life becomes heavy. In truth, the more you need them, the closer they stand, quiet, but unshakably strong. They do not promise with pretty words, they prove themselves through action, year after year, through steady gestures as grounding as the earth beneath your feet. The love or friendship of a high-vibrational Taurus is a blessing not everyone will ever know, because when they give you their loyalty, they also give you a piece of their very life. their time, their protection, their understanding, their endurance, their unbreakable trust. And from that truth comes a lesson the world desperately needs. Loyalty is not a chain. It is an honor reserved for those worthy of walking beside us through the years. In a time when everything is replaceable, affections fade quickly, and people part ways over the smallest misunderstandings, Taurus stands as living proof that some hearts still choose to stay because they understand love as responsibility, as tending, as protecting the light of those they cherish. And when you step into the inner world of a high-vibrational Taurus, you come to realize you are not only loved, you are held, you are protected, you are treated as something sacred. Prepare yourself, because what comes next touches the holiest part of the Taurus soul, where steadfastness becomes strength and kindness becomes the guiding light of a lifetime. Reason 4. The moments of withdrawing to restore their energy and return to the deepest version of themselves. A high-vibrational Taurus is never afraid of solitude. In truth, they need those pockets of quiet, like sun to a tree, like rain to the earth, like a heartbeat pausing so it can keep beating strong. In the very moments where others feel lonely, Taurus feels home. They step back from noise, from expectations, from the invisible weight of life just to meet themselves again in the purest calm. These are the moments when Taurus looks back on their journey and asks themselves the questions not everyone is brave enough to face. Does this align with my values? Am I living in truth with who I really am? What must I release so my heart can be lighter? They are not running from life. They are listening to it from the inside. And the strange thing is, when Taurus steps away, that is when they understand everything. In this state of quiet withdrawal, their energy regenerates like a field after rain, silent but vibrating with life. What makes Taurus so precious is that they never return the same. They return deeper, calmer, clearer. Every disappearance is a silent rebirth. And the human lesson Taurus whispers so gently is this: sometimes the way to grow stronger is not to fight, but to retreat at the right moment so the soul can renew itself. And it is this very stillness that opens the path to another quality rarer still, and even more worthy of reverence. A highly vibrational Taurus lives with their eyes wide open. Not the eyes that look at the physical world, but the eyes that can see the meaning beneath it all. Others see coincidences as random. Taurus sees them as messages. An old song rises at the very moment they feel lost. A number appears again and again for days. A friend calls at the exact second they are about to give up. A strange dream wakes them with a deeper understanding the next morning. That is not superstition. It is the sensitivity of a soul that knows how to listen. A high-frequency Taurus understands that life always whispers to those who are slow enough to hear, deep enough to feel, steady enough to connect the pieces. And because they live in that quiet listening, they rarely lose their way. They know when to move forward, when to pause, when to release, when to hold on. They never boast about this. They simply smile, knowing some truths are not meant to be proven, they are meant to be lived. What makes Taurus special is this: they do not use signs to control life. They use them to remind their own heart that everything has its order, its timing, its reason. The lesson they leave us is gentle, yet profoundly deep. When you believe life is meaningful, you begin to find meaning in everything. And for Taurus, this is how they turn the whole world into a guiding map. Quiet, unassuming, softly lighting every step they take. From here, the next reasons will lead you into the deepest part of the Taurus soul, where stillness becomes a way of living, and steadfastness becomes a kind of light even darkness bows to. Reason 2. The clarity to see the true nature of every person and every situation, even when the truth is something no one else dares to speak. A Taurus vibrating at a very high frequency carries a silent kind of wisdom, unshowy, unassuming, yet sharp enough to startle those who cross their path. When others see only behavior, Taurus sees the fear behind it. When others hear only words, Taurus senses the intention beneath every pause. When others look at the surface, Taurus quietly feels the soul beneath. They are not easily manipulated, not easily lulled by sweet talk, not easily pushed by fleeting emotion. Taurus observes carefully, senses deeply, and maintains an astonishing level of inner clarity. For Taurus, truth is not something to argue about. It is something to live alongside. What makes them extraordinary is this: even when they see through someone, they still choose kindness. They know who is hurting but pretending to be strong. They know who speaks of love while their heart is doubting. They know who approaches with sincerity and who comes for gain. But Taurus does not expose anyone or make them feel ashamed. They choose silence to protect themselves and gentle boundaries to stay whole. And the lesson they leave behind is tender yet profoundly human. Knowing more does not mean you must speak more. Understanding deeply does not mean you must reveal everything. Some truths are born to illuminate the path, not to wound another's heart. That is the beauty of a mature soul, seeing the world clearly, yet never losing compassion. And then, all these qualities gather together, opening the doorway to something even deeper, even more sacred. Reason 1. The inner flame that never dies, helping them rise from every ruin and become a quiet light for those wandering in the dark. A high-vibrational Taurus is not someone who has never been broken. They are the ones who have stood at the edge of the abyss, yet still chose to take another step, not because they were fearless, but because they believed in a force greater than fear itself, the strength of a heart that refuses to surrender. Others fall and take a long time to rise again. Taurus falls too, hurts too, has moments when breathing feels impossible, and yet, somehow, they always find their way back. One glance, one deep breath, one new morning, and they choose to be reborn once more. The miracle is, each time they return, they are never the same as before. They come back deeper, calmer, clearer, and kinder. Taurus does not carry the kind of blinding light that forces others to shield their eyes. Their glow is soft, warm, glowing in the dark like ember, an inner radiance capable of warming even the coldest souls. They never need to say, "I'm strong." You simply look at the way they rise from loss, and you understand. And they become a quiet thread of hope for those who have lost their way. That you may fall, but you must not lose yourself. That the heart may ache, yet it can shine again. That wounds do not exist only to destroy you sometimes. They open the doorway to a stronger version of who you are becoming. In Taurus, steadfastness is not stubbornness. It is a quiet faith whispering, "No matter how long the night is, I will find my path, because I am my own light." And it is this constant rebirth that turns Taurus into the most beautiful symbol of inner strength. A strength that does not pressure, does not threaten, but gently saves. Ending. A meditative breath, a blessing, a human message released into the air. A high-vibrational Taurus does not try to be extraordinary. They simply choose to live in rhythm with their own heart. Yet it is that honesty, that endurance, that depth that makes them a rare gift in this world. They remind us that peace is not escaping life, but learning how to stand steady within it. That love is not possession, but protection. That true strength is not the absence of collapse, but the courage to rise each time more graceful, more compassionate. If you are a Taurus, or if you have a Taurus in your life, know this: you carry a quiet, rare, priceless light. And this world is so much better simply because that light exists here. May you and the ones you love always find peace in every breath, and always have enough light to walk through every dark season of your life. You are not alone. You are guided, and you are worthy of all the beautiful things on their way to you.